back to the build. Gonna be jumping back on HVAC and finishing up the ductwork here. This is a part 2 video, so it probably would make a little bit more sense if you go back and watch the first one, but regardless, glad to have you. I just wanted to start off this video by giving a quick thank you. This channel is really gaining traction. We're pushing triple digits for our subscriber count, and the last long format video got over 2,000 views. I work a 40+ hour week at my day job and then try to get over and get this damn house finished, all while trying to be the best father I can be. So just trying to squeeze every last drop of productivity out of myself, that last drop being YouTube and editing videos. So it's really just a good feeling to see people enjoying it, wanting to see more. So I don't mean to sound like I'm ranting, but I'm trying to explain why I am really so appreciative of all you guys watching and subscribing. But that's enough of that. Let's get back to work. So all the supply boxes are in and flexes kind of stubbed out towards where the trunk is going to go. I do just have one supply that I want to extend in some hard pipe just due to how long it is. And then we'll actually get to do some real metal work building the trunk. So if you can't already tell, I do not do ductwork, but I'm trying. This 90 did not come out very bad wrapping this. I've never wrapped ductwork in my life, but not too shabby. So I just taped up the backs of these 90s just to keep them from spinning. I've quickly learned that they'll spin when you don't want them to, and then when you need them to actually rotate so you can articulate the bend of this, they won't turn. So I just taped these to help prevent them from actually spinning and changing the angle of this fitting I made. It's good to make sure that the actual duct on the inside is stretched out. The more scrunched up it is, it basically is, there's more friction that the air has to pass through. So it can kind of slow the airflow down. So it's always good to make sure this stuff's as straight, aerodynamic as possible when you're installing it. So all the supplies are basically wrapped up. Next we'll be moving on to the actual trunk of this system. So just a few things I want to go over is that with this this really far run, I mean it's going from there all the way around and then over to the kitchen. Again, we did most of that in hard pipe, but what I'm going to do is come straight out of the trunk, which is kind of untypical because you're going to get a lot of airflow. Not the way you typically would take off a supply, but I think that's going to be the move with this one that is so far. And then this flex for the dining room will just tie into the side of the trunk once we figure out how to get it over here and under the window. Transition from the coil, I think we're going with 10 by 26. And it's going to be stood up straight, except all these supplies. And then on the back of the unit, I have to figure out some sort of return box. So this 14-inch supply will come out the back of the box. I already have a 14-inch 90. And then I'll be popping in a return for the attic, probably somewhere around right there in this knee wall. So the attic will have its own return, and then again, a supply somewhere over there or here or both to supply the attic. All right, got all the metal up here for the main trunk. Just snapping some pieces together to see how it's gonna be. This is 8 by 24, kind of a narrow duct, as you can tell, narrow and tall. Just wanted to save as much room in this knee wall area as I could. This is how they come. Just like an L like this. One side has this flange, and that gets accepted into this channel over here on this side. And then they just slip and drive into the previous duct before it. So this is drive, and I'll show you how that goes together. And this is slip right here. So S channel, slip, potato, potato. I call it slip. Show you how all those go into play here. Start running some duct, baby. So I'm starting off this main trunk at the furnace, transitioning from our coil to our duct. This guy up here measures 19 by 16, and the duct we're transitioning to is 8 by 24. I'm starting here, just this is probably the most complex part of this entire thing, and I just want to get this isolated, get it set in stone exactly where it's going, and then build out from there. This canvas portion on here just isolates the ductwork from the furnace and coil. It can really help with noise reduction and just kind of make my job easier here with the transition. I get a little bit of flexibility there. This is going to be my first transition. We're going to figure this out together, but I lucked out in 2 regards. This and this are the same height, so I have something solid to measure off across there. And then I'm going to line up this side and this side of the duct here just to hopefully make everything smoother. I'll just be able to have 2 solid points of reference to measure and cut from. So as I'm laying this out and seeing what I'm going to go for here, I do want to be fairly aerodynamic. So this is just kind of an example of what we're going to end up with. Not a very harsh angle on either side. So down at the bottom won't be too bad either. And you don't want a very abrupt change of airflow. It would kind of be restrictive, one, and then may also create a little bit of turbulence and add some noise to this, which we really don't want. I'm starting with this piece that goes from here to here, and I believe I have it all drawn out properly. This side is the larger skinny duct, and this is the side of the coil. Basically, these measurements here are accounting for the slip, just like that, and like that. And then the top and bottom are going to receive the slip like that. Bada bing, and bada boom. So I don't need to add the extra inch for the slip there. Let's cut this out. Cross break this first panel now. Basically, it's putting a dent in an X formation on this, and it's going to take this into this. So this is an extremely rudimentary way to do a cross break on a piece of metal. Basically, I got a soft surface, an old carpet, and then I'm just going to use this 5-in-1 tool, mark my X, and then I'm just going to hammer this in and actually deform the metal. So it certainly did not come out perfect, but I'll take it. It'll do the trick. this thing assembled. It's really not half bad. Again, it's staying on trend with the rest of everything, how everything's going. It'll do the trick. Not bad for my first transition. I'd like to think that this is actually a more difficult one, maybe. I don't know. But one might even be able to say it looks professional. Let me know what you think. So the supply transition is all set. I'm gonna move back here to this return box I have to build. Basically, I'm going to bring it down as far as I can. I have this return flex real low to the floor, so I'm gonna build it down basically just to above the pan, and then blank off from here over just to account for this 90. So it should sit something like that. Let's cut some metal and build a box. So I got this return box all finished up and it came out pretty good. Everything looks quite mint. Shortly after assembling it, I realized that I could have bent like a lot of these panels in one go. So I didn't have to make individual panels for each side and then assemble them. It probably would have been a lot easier and less time consuming to do it that way, but I came off making a transition where I had to do slip at each seam because everything was angular. So learned one there, but it still came out pretty good. Let's get this taped up and installed. Coming along with the trunk line here, I do want to make some sort of offset just to go deeper into the eave here to compensate for this 90. And I'm also going to be transitioning down to an even smaller trunk to go across here, both in height and width. So tucking this back in the corner will give me a little bit more room to do that. I'm not gonna lie, this one's confusing the crap out of me. So that's why a lot of stuff is scribbled out on here. I'm basically trying to maximize my offset with a 24-inch piece I already cut. So I'm having to do math. So I've made it to the corner here, and at this point, I'd really like to shrink down the duct size a little bit, just to go across here. I'm just gonna basically soffit this area out. So I'm gonna be trimming the 8x24 duct down into a 6x24, really just to maximize floor space and have this duct take up as minimal space as possible. So let's trim some of this duct up, and then I'll have to build a little transition to shrink down in duct size there. This is absolutely doing a number on my forearms. I'm gonna have to use a grinder for the rest of these. So this is my plan for the transition here. I just cut this duct back, and then I'll just fill in this triangular piece here. Tape it all up, good. Oh, you bitch. So that 90 looks pretty good from all the way over here. That came out like dog crap. I really want to tear it out, but I don't have time for this. I'm gonna freaking barf. I don't know. Just don't look at it too long, I guess. this 8-inch supply for the kitchen. This is that really far run. I want it to tie in down at the bottom of the trunk, so I think I'm gonna do something a little hack and use this boot. And I think I'm just gonna like try to cut off the bottom and rework the bottom so it ties in at the bottom of the trunk here where it's sitting on the floor. So let's cut this guy up, put this piece into surgery here. So I am not going to be able to fit a damper down at this ugly takeoff. So what I'm going to do is cut a damper in down here. I had just taken one of the dampers out of one of the takeoffs that I had that were hitting a supply box. So this wasn't needed, but it came with it. I'm going to stick it in there. Main trunk line is in, complete and wrapped. So I'm gonna start cutting in all of my flex supplies, and I'm gonna start right at the end and work my way back to the unit. I've quite literally worked myself into a corner. Time to jump back here, cut those supplies in. One for this third floor attic bedroom, and then another one's gonna feed the living room, and then the other bedrooms, and so on and so forth down there. Ductwork and the furnace are in. Only thing left with this guy is flues and line sets, drain, gas this baby, power it up, and it's done. I did unfortunately finish up the rest of this install off camera. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and please do subscribe. We're only in the boring rough stage of this project, and there is so much more to come.